Hey you guys, welcome to Leap and Launch TV, hosted by me, Alicia of thealicianicole.com. Today I want to chat about something that I have struggled with a lot in my journey as a business owner, and something I'm sure that you've probably struggled with as well, and that's the feeling of not being heard in your industry. For a really long time, I felt like I was creating great content. I had a big message that I wanted to share, but I felt like all I was hearing was crickets. I felt as if I was literally screaming and shouting, but no one was listening. And honestly, it made me really discouraged and also made me question my purpose. And it wasn't until I kept pushing and pushing that I realized the reason I was feeling this way was honestly because I was focusing on the wrong things within my brand. So today, I just wanted to share 5 things that you should be focusing on in order to get over that feeling of not being heard. So number 1, you have to carve out your own spot in your industry. A big part of why we feel like we're not being heard is because we're simply trying to fit into a mold that we weren't made to fit into. This is also why it's important for you to develop and to tell your unique story. What makes us stand out is not just a pretty brand, but it's our experience and what we've learned. So don't be afraid to use that to your advantage and to help you stand out in your industry. Number 2, remember that someone is always listening, even if it doesn't seem like it. There are millions and millions of people online every single day, and just because someone isn't openly validating what you're saying doesn't mean that they're not listening. Remember, you have something to share and that someone out here in the world needs what you have to offer. And just because they're not openly praising you about it doesn't mean that they're not listening. And number 3, find and build your community. Another reason why you may feel like you're not being heard is because you're talking to the wrong audience. You don't want to focus on people who you think just may buy once or twice. You really want to focus on the people who actually need what you have to offer. So you need to get clear on who they are, where they can be found, and then it's your job to consistently share your voice with them and to let them know that you exist. And number 4, you need to speak up and stay consistent. This is really important for those who are introverts just like me. Sometimes you just have to force yourself into the conversation that your industry is currently having, and the only way to effectively do that is by speaking up, and that also means pushing past some fears and pushing past some doubts. You need to add value to the conversation, and you also need, again, to stay consistent. All of the influencers in your industry, I'm sure, are consistent not only with their message, but also how often they share it. So what you need to do is to pick your platforms and to consistently tell people what it is that you want to do or the message that you want to share. And also, stop waiting on instant results. And lastly, number 5, stop looking for the approval from others. I mentioned this earlier, but we really have to stop waiting around for our audience or our peers to tell us how awesome we are or how great we're doing. Stop looking for that validation. Yes, it's amazing to hear, but it shouldn't be our driving force. You have been given a gift from God, and the only person you need to please is Him. So get comfortable in knowing that you are really truly fulfilling your purpose and not just what is expected of you or what's currently on trend for other people. Alright, and to wrap up, you guys, just remember that you have an incredible voice. Yes, it can feel lonely at times, but you have something that someone else needs. And the only way you can feel like you're being heard is for you to get comfortable with using your voice and also to consistently put it out there. If you want to be great at anything, you have to be consistent and you have to practice. Alright, you guys, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'll be chatting with you soon.